Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night unto you. Whenever and wherever it is, I present you with the blessings of God. It's time for our weekly nugget. I want to tell you the story of the first day of school. Can imagine as she woke up, she could see laid out her pretty brand new dress that she was going to wear. She's so excited. It was the first day of school. Accenting the colored dress was a white sweater and white shoes to match. Just a little bit larger than her foot size, because she was going to grow. She had breakfast, and a special car came to pick her up as she was going to her brand new school for the first time. Holding the hand of her mother, she suddenly began to hold it tighter as she saw all kinds of people yelling and screaming on the way to her school. She got out to see big, tall soldiers who walked before her and behind her as Ruby Bridges went to her first day of school. It was an odd day. She never made it out of the principal's office. All she heard was loud commotions and children and parents going back and forth. It was like that from morning all the way until it was time to go. Ruby Bridges had no idea that what was happening is all of the white families, in protest to her very presence, were taking their children all out of school. Around 3:30, someone came in and whispered to her, "School is over. You can go home now." She had no idea that she was setting a precedent. She had no idea that she was the beginning of a fight for rights of education. She had no idea what was at stake. And on her first day integrating the school system in the United States, if you ask Ruby, she said, "Boy, it's easy to go to this school." Brothers and sisters, the days didn't stay easy for Ruby. She went into a classroom where there were no kids because the principal was hiding them all. And while she was in this particular classroom, her best friend became the only person she could talk to, her teacher. Not realizing, only thing Ruby saw is that she looked just like the yelling people and the parents who were moving their kids out. And that teacher would become the source of the greatest joy and her one true friend and teacher while she was in school. "Pastor, why would you tell me this Black History moment?" I believe there are some things that you need to understand. God is not finished making history. But sometimes it takes the bravery of someone who has no idea what's at stake to step up and do what any child would do: go on to school. When she finally did get into a place where she could talk to the other students that had been kept away from her for so long, Ruby said that a little boy came over to her and said, "I'm sorry, but my mother says I can't play with you because you're Black." I need you to understand, then 6-year-old Ruby learned lessons that was going to follow her all the way through to adulthood. She learned he's only doing what he's been taught. And if I can teach him otherwise, we can break this problem. wherever it is you are, please understand, we may have inherited sin through the bloodline, but the vast majority of the things that it is we do are taught. And if we can go back and reteach and relearn that we are created in the image of God, if we can go back and reteach and relearn at the child level, no wonder why Jesus said, except you become like little children, you'll miss the kingdom of heaven. It's on that level that I learned to break the greatest barriers. It's on that level that God can equip me with the bravery to deal with that which cripples and fear even those of us who are grown adults. So here's my challenge to you. As you are where you are, pray to God that He makes you like a child, that He makes you a bridge like Ruby Bridges, that He makes you someone who teaches that we can be better. I'm Pastor Keith Gray, and this week, chew on this. God bless till next time.